All right, so welcome to Yoga is for Us. Let yourself get settled into your space, wherever that is. We'll start seated in our easy seat. And then just allow your hands to come to your lap, wherever you'd like for that to be. And then as your hands are there, just allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale, that nice long exhale, just letting things go. Another nice deep inhale, a nice long exhale. Letting yourself just settle into the space. Closing your eyes if you haven't already. One more nice big inhale. Nice long exhale. Just letting it go. And then let yourself fall into your 3 physiologic sighs. So it's 2 inhales and then an exhale. So 3 of those. Inhale twice. Exhale. Letting it go. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And let yourself come back to your normal rhythm of breath, whatever that feels like for you. Allow your right ear to come over towards your right shoulder. Right hand might come up towards the top of the head, just applying some weight. Left hand might walk away, trying to drop that shoulder, creating more space. Just allow yourself to be here for just a couple of beats. And then allow head to come back to center. Left ear towards left shoulder. Left hand might come up. Right hand might walk away, creating that bit of space. And then allow the head to come back to neutral. Inhale, hands up to the sky, stretching and making yourself as tall as you possibly can. Then take your right hand, bringing it to the left knee. Left hand comes back behind the left hip. Use the right hand to pull your body so that you're finding that twist. Inhale and straighten the spine a little bit more. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper in. Yes, inhale, release. Both hands come to the sky. Exhale. Left hand goes to right knee. Right hand comes back behind you. Finding that twist. Inhale, hands come back to sky. Exhale, just allow your hands to fall down towards your mat, planting them in front of you somewhere. Inhale, nice and deep. On your exhale, bend your elbows so that you're pulling your upper body down closer towards the floor. Inhale one more time. Exhale, drop the elbows just a little bit more. Just letting yourself come down towards the floor. Finding more of that stretch, more of that length. Beautiful. Next breath, straighten the elbows, allow the hands to come back towards the thighs. And then allow yourself to settle back down into your mat for just a moment. Bring hands to heart center. Allow the thumb to press into the bone in the middle of your chest. And just take just a moment to allow yourself to be centered and grounded into your space. And maybe come to an intention for the rest of class. Something that you want to focus on, something that you want to get out of class. I always offer you the intention of gratitude, finding things to be grateful for as you're moving through class, being grateful for your body, being grateful for your breath, being grateful for the space that you have to practice in. Just allow yourself to find that intention, be it gratitude or something else that speaks to you this morning. Take a nice inhale in, sealing in wherever you've decided. Exhale, allow hands to come down to your thighs, and then allow your legs to fold the opposite way of how you usually fold your legs when you're sitting cross-legged. Inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward again. And just notice how this feels different. Notice how you're feeling the pull, you're feeling the stretch in different areas of your body. And then exhale, bending your elbows. Remembering sides are different as well, right? So this might feel different. You might not be able to come down as far on one side versus the other. Exhale, bend the elbows a little bit further. Find that stretch, that pull. Inhale, straighten the elbows. Walk the hands back to meet the body. And then we're going to roll over our shins, coming into our tabletop. So once you get to your tabletop or you're all four, what we're looking for is wrist is underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Once you find this shape, inhale, sending your forehead up to the sky, dropping your belly down towards the mat as much as you possibly can. Then on your exhale, tuck your chin, round your back, nice and high. And just let yourself go back and forth between these two shapes, feeling that spine flex. And maybe you add things, maybe you change the position of your fingers. Maybe you add child's poses. You just find what feels good in your body right now in this moment. And then allow yourself to come back to your tabletop when that feels complete for you. Send your right leg back behind you. Point the toes down towards your mat. Pull your belly in nice and tight, but keep breathing nice and even. Then send your left hand towards the front of the room, finding that spinal balance. Pulling your belly in, keeping your breath nice and tight, nice and even, your belly nice and tight. On your exhale, let your elbow and your knee meet underneath your body. Inhale, stretch nice and long. Exhale and crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, put everything down. Send your left hand to the sky, and then feed the left hand underneath the body towards the right side of your mat, coming to land on the back of your left shoulder. Now, mic just fell off, so let me put that back on. Give me 2 seconds. You hang out where you are. We are having technical difficulties today. No worries, though. And find yourself here, finding that stretch in the back of your shoulder. And when you're ready, push yourself back up to your tabletop. Take your left hand to the sky and just find some shoulder circles if that feels good for you. Coming back to your tabletop or all four. Send your left leg back behind you, flexing the toes down towards the mat. Send your right hand towards the front of the room. Pulling your belly in nice and tight, but letting your breath flow in and out. On your exhale, crunch underneath the body. Inhale, find length. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, put everything down. Send the right hand up to the sky, and then allow the right hand to come underneath the body, coming to land on the back of the right shoulder. Finding that stretch, finding that pull, making it feel good in your body. One more breath wherever you are. Next breath, push yourself back up to your tabletop. Send your right arm to the sky. Find a shoulder circle if that feels good. And then come back to your tabletop. Flip your toes. Lift your knees just an inch or two off of your mat. Just holding here in your bear pose. Holding your belly nice and tight. You might start to tremble, and that's completely okay. One more breath right here hovering. And then push yourself up and back to your down dog. When you arrive in your down dog, take that moment. Maybe you pedal your feet. Maybe you bend your knees. Just letting yourself settle in to your down dog. Taking a full inhale and a full exhale. Then on your next inhale, coming to your tippy toes. Keeping your hands in contact with the mat as long as you can. Walk teeny tiny little steps until you get to the front of your mat, and allow the top of your head to point down towards the ground. So you might have a lot of space between your upper body and your lower body. That doesn't matter. It's just where the top of the head is pointing. So top of the head is pointing down towards the ground, forward fold. And then inhale up so the top of the head is pointing towards your side wall, trying to make your back flat like a table. This is called a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, finding your forward fold again. Top of head is pointing down towards the floor. And then on your inhale, bend your knees slightly and allow yourself to roll all the way to standing with fingertips reaching for your ceiling, as if maybe you might be able to reach it. Inhale, bring hands to heart center. Thumbs pressing into the bone in the center of the chest, closing the eyes for just a moment, coming back to your intention, whatever it was that you set, whatever it was that's important to you. And if it was gratitude, allow yourself to find one thing right now in this moment that you're grateful for. Next, inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky, stretching and making yourself nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, step to the back of your mat, finding your plank pose. So your plank can be on your toes or on your knees, either one. Find your plank pose, stay for a whole inhale and a whole exhale, whichever plank pose you've chosen, and then tip yourself forward, lower yourself down slowly with control, all the way to your mat. Allow both hands to come back towards your hips. And then on your inhale, lift everything up off of the mat, coming into your locust pose. Exhale and stay lifted. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale and stay. Inhale, lift a teeny bit higher. Exhale, release down to the mat. Allow the hands to come up by the head. Bend the knees. Allow the feet to windshield wiper side to side. And make the movements nice and exaggerated. Letting the feet go as close to the floor as your hips say yes to. Taking your time. This does not need to be a fast movement. And then whenever you're ready, bringing yourself through tabletop or plank, coming back to your down dog. When you arrive in your down dog, inhale to your tippy toes. And allow yourself to take those teeny tiny steps. Staying in contact with your mat with your hands as long as possible till you get to the front of your mat for your forward fold. I also call forward fold your pedicure inspection pose. I always realize how badly I need one when I'm here. Inhale to your halfway lift, creating that flat back, top of head going towards the side wall. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky, stretching and making yourself tall. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, step to the back of your mat, finding your plank pose, knees or toes. Taking a full inhale, taking a full exhale, and then lowering yourself down to the mat, nice and slow and with control. Hands are coming back towards the thighs again. Inhale and lift everything up off of your mat, finding your locust pose. Exhale and stay lifted. Inhale, lift a teeny tiny bit higher. Exhale and stay. Inhale, one more lift. Exhale, stay. Hands come up underneath head, knees bend. Find those exaggerated windshield wiper of the feet. Taking your time. And then when you're ready, hands come back underneath shoulders. Push yourself up and back to your down dog. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, step to the front of your mat, however you'd like to get there. Find your forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale, bending knees, sinking hips. Hands coming to the sky. Coming to your chair pose. So make sure you shift your weight back into your heels so that you can lift your toes if you wanted to. And then make sure you can look down and see your toes as well. Exhale, send your arms behind you into airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale to airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step to the back of your mat. And this time we're going to do what we call our flow, which is where we go from our plank pose down towards our mat and then push up to either a baby cobra, a full cobra, or an up dog, where you see only the tops of my feet are on the ground. And then make your way back to your down dog. When you arrive, take a nice inhale. Nice slow exhale. And inhale to your tippy toes. Make your way to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sink down into your chair pose. Exhale to airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step to the back of the mat, and then do your flow. Lower yourself down to the mat. Push up to your back bend. Make your way back to down dog. When you arrive, take a nice deep inhale. Nice exhale. And then inhale, right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee comes to right elbow. Hold for just a pulse. Inhale, leg goes back to the sky. Exhale, knee to elbow. Hold. Inhale, leg back to sky. Exhale, big step. Foot up towards hands. Keep the hands nice and low for just a moment. Get all that stability. We're on the tippy toes of the back foot. We're on our full front foot. Inhale, bending the front knee and send the hands to the sky. This is our high crescent lunge. Find all that stability in your base. Then on your exhale, allow yourself to lean forward, hands sweep to the back of the room, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, frame your front foot. Step to the back of your mat, and then do your flow. And remember, your flow might be that you hang out in child's pose. That's completely fine. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, leg to sky. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, leg to sky. Exhale, big step. Keep the hands on the floor till you find your grounding. We're on the tippy toes of our right foot. Inhale up to our high crescent lunge. Exhale, send the hands into airplane arms. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step to the back of the mat and do your flow, your way. Meeting me back in your down dog. When you arrive in your down dog, let both knees come to the mat. Let the knees separate, big toes come together. Hips stick down towards heels. Hands reach towards the front of the mat. Forehead comes down to the mat. This is your child's pose. Let yourself find this pose and hang out for just a couple of breaths. Finding your breath if you've lost it. Coming back to your intention, whatever that might have been. And if it was gratitude, finding something right now in this moment that you're grateful for. Next breath, roll yourself back up to your tabletop. Flip your toes. Send yourself back to your down dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. On our exhale, our right foot is coming outside the right picky edge of our mat. Left knee can float. Lean in. This is a floating lizard. Or you can put your knee down and do traditional lizard. And depending upon your hips, you might come down to your forearms. You get to decide what feels good. Take a full breath here. And then allow your left hand to move more towards the center of your mat. Send your right hand up to the sky. Finding just that little bit of twist. Leaning in, feeling all of that in your hips and your groin. And then hand come back to the mat. Heel toe your foot over towards the left side of your mat. And then let the lower half of your leg come down to the mat. We're coming into our resting pigeon. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold over to wherever your pigeon likes to rest. And you might use a bolster, a sofa pillow, a bed pillow here if you'd like. And just let yourself settle in, feeling all that stretch in the hips, letting it be okay. One more breath wherever you are. And then if you're on your forearms, find your hands, flip the toes on the left foot, send yourself up and back to three-legged dog. Allow the right heel to come down towards the glute, opening your hips. And then allow foot to come back to the ground. Inhale, left leg goes to the sky. Exhale, left foot comes to the left pinky edge of your mat. Knee can float or knee can come down. It's up to you what feels good in your body right now today. Let your right hand plant, left hand goes to the sky. And then left hand comes back down to the mat. Heel toe your left foot over towards the right side of your mat. Let your lower leg come down to your mat. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, fold in to wherever your pigeon wants to land. Letting yourself find your breath if you've lost it. Reminding yourself of the things that you're grateful for. Reminding yourself of who you are. Whose you are. Sending yourself a little bit of grace as well as pride. Next breath, find your hands, flip the toes on the right foot. Send yourself up and back to three-legged dog. Let the left heel come in towards the left glute. Opening hips. And then come back down to your down dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, landing in your forward fold. And then just allow your feet to come out underneath your hips if they're not already. Bend your right knee a little bit. Plant your right hand. Send your left hand to the sky. Coming into elephant pose. On your next breath, bend your left knee. Plant your left hand. Send your right hand to the sky. And then just allow yourself on your breath to switch out your hands. Taking your time. Making this as slow or as quick as your body says yes to. And then coming back to your forward fold. When you arrive back in your forward fold, bend your knees slightly. You might bring the feet in closer together. And then allow your weight to transfer to your left foot. Send your right foot up to the sky. Oh, the tree's back behind here. Let me scoot up a little bit. Coming into standing splits. Now in standing splits, you can keep both hands on the mat. You might bring one hand to ankle. You might bring both hands to ankle. You might bring hands to heart center. You get to decide what you want to do with your standing splits. And if hands are off the mat, bring them back to the mat. Bend your left knee slightly. Allow the right knee to come right behind the left knee. This is called Jiva squat. Inhale, leg long. Exhale, 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 forward fold. When you arrive in your forward fold, allow both hands to come over towards the left side of your mat, keeping weight heavy in your right foot. Feeling that stretch go up the left side of your leg. And then exhale, bringing hands over to the right side of your mat, keeping weight heavy. Finding that stretch going all the way to the right. And then coming back to center, bending your knees, shifting weight to the right foot, sending your left leg into the air. You have all those same options. You may notice one side is different than the other, and that's completely normal. You find what you need out of the pose. Your hands are off the mat, bring them back to the mat. Bend the right knee. Allow the left knee to come to the back of the right knee. Jiva squat. Inhale, leg long. Exhale, 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 forward fold. Allow your feet to heel toe out towards the edges of the mat. And then sink your hips down, coming into your Malasana squat. Now you see, my heels don't come down to the ground. That used to bother me, but now I don't really care. So find your Malasana squat, whatever that feels like for you. Bring hands to prayer position. Use the elbows to push the knees out. And then just let yourself sit here, feeling the hips, feeling all of those sensations in the body. Finding your breath, finding your gratitude, and then planting your hands, sending your bottom up and back, coming back into your forward fold. When you arrive here, inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold all the way in. Inhale, circle sweep arms up to the sky, stretching and making yourself tall. Exhale, right hand comes down towards the floor, left hand goes up towards the sky, and then over towards the right side of the room. Inhale, both hands reach for the sky. Exhale, left hand goes down towards the floor, right hand comes up towards the sky, and then over towards the left side of the room. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Exhale, we cactus our arms, press our hips and our chest forward. Maybe letting our head fall back, getting a little bit of stretch in the back, stretch through the chest. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Exhale, we fold forward, walk our hands out to the end of our mat, coming to our plank pose, and lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Take your right hand, bring it directly out of your right shoulder. Left hand is up underneath your left shoulder. Using your left hand, push your body towards your right. Maybe your left leg flips over. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. And just finding that stretch of the front of the right shoulder, letting yourself feel good in this space, making sure that it feels good to your body. And then roll back to your belly. Allow both hands to come up underneath the head, and then bend the left knee so that the left knee is coming up towards the left elbow. This is called a half frog, and we're getting into the hip a little bit. Now, if you have a block or pillow and you want a little bit more, you can put the block up underneath the left knee, and that will open up the hip even more. But if you're good where you are, stay right where you are. Finding that breath, allowing yourself to just settle in. Next breath, allow your feet to come back together at the end of your mat. Send your left hand straight out of the left shoulder. Right hand comes up underneath right shoulder. Push yourself up and over. Finding that stretch of the left shoulder. Making it feel good in your body. And making adjustments as to where the arm is. And if you wanted to, you could also bend at the elbow and you'll get stretched more into the chest muscles. Roll back to your belly. Bring hands up underneath the head. Bring the right knee up by the right elbow. Find your breath. When you're ready, let both feet come back towards the end of the mat. And then we're going to put our elbows underneath our shoulders, our forearms on the mat, stretching our fingers nice and tall, nice and far. And then we're just going to lift, peeling our belly up off of the mat as much as we can, keeping the neck straight, just feeling some engagement of the back, trying to pull the shoulders out of the ears as well. So we're getting a little engagement in the belly, some engagement in the back. Try and keep your glutes loose. That's hard to do. We're coming into our Sphinx pose. And then exhale, release, relax back down. And then on your inhale, peeling your belly off of the mat, keeping shoulders down out of your ears, engaging the back. Exhale, release down, and then flipping over like a pancake. My favorite yoga instruction. When you arrive on your back, if you have a block or a pillow, you might take that and put it right underneath your sacrum or your bottom, and then bring knees into the chest and then send feet up to the ground, up to the ceiling. Hands can be cactused up by your head or down by your hips, it doesn't matter. We're coming into our waterfall pose. Trying to keep the legs as straight as possible. Toes can be flexed, or they can be pointed, or you can go back and forth between the two. You might even close your eyes and let yourself have a little yoga break. Of course, if shoulder stand, plow, or deaf man is a part of your practice, you can do that here as well. With your next breath, bring knees into the chest, feet down to the floor. Remove anything that you might have underneath your bottom. And then allow yourself to find really big windshield wipers. So allow both knees together to go over towards the right side of your mat and coming as close to your mat as your body says yes to. On your exhale, both knees come over towards the left side of your mat. And just allow yourself to come back and forth on your breath as fast or as slow as your body says yes to. One more each side. And then allow knees to come back where they're pointed towards the ceiling. Right ankle crosses over left thigh. And then hands go through the space either to the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin. Once you've pulled everything in towards you, roll your weight just the teeniest bit more towards the left. You'll feel more sensation in that right hip that way. Now, if you don't like that sensation, let yourself roll back. And just breathe for just a couple of beats. Next breath, let the left foot come down to the mat. Keep the right foot right where it is, and then send everything over towards the left side of your mat. See if you can keep your shoulder blades and your shoulders on the mat or as close as you possibly can get to the mat. Finding this twist, letting yourself relax down into it. Then let yourself roll back onto your back. Take the right foot back down to the mat. Put the left foot over top of the right thigh. Same thing. Hands go through the space, either to the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. Once you've held on to whatever you want to hold on to, roll your weight just a little bit to the right. And if you don't like that sensation, then let yourself roll back. Next breath, let your right foot come down to the mat and send everything over towards the right side, letting your shoulders stay as close to the mat as possible. Noticing how this twist might feel different one side versus the other. Then with your next breath, roll back to your back. Allow the left foot to come down to the mat. Bring your heels in as close to your hips as possible. Send your hands down by your hips and your heels. And then on your inhale, lift your upper body, lift your pelvis, up off of the mat, coming into your bridge pose. Exhale and stay lifted. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale and stay. Inhale, lift a little bit more. It might be on your tippy toes. Exhale, release down to your mat. Allow the knees to do those windshield wipers again. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Next breath, knees point up towards the ceiling. Lift the pelvis off of the floor, but this time send the right leg into the sky as well. Exhale and stay lifted. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale and stay. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, release down to the floor. Find those windshield wipers. And then allow the knees to point up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Left leg goes in the sky. Exhale and stay. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale and stay. Inhale, get higher. Exhale, release down to your mat. This time, walk your feet out to the edges of the mat. Bring the knees in towards each other. Now we're going to windshield wiper from this position. So both knees on your inhale go over towards the right side of your mat. Exhale, both knees go over towards the left side of your mat. Let yourself just go back and forth. Noticing how this hits different muscles and it feels a bit different. Just allow yourself to find that movement as quick or as slow as your body says yes to. And then when you're finished, bring knees back to the center, pointed up towards the ceiling. Bring feet in together. Pull knees in towards the body, and then allow your hands to go through the space between the knees, finding the insides or the outsides of your feet, coming into your happy baby. So in happy baby, you might want to just find stillness. You might want to do one leg straddles, alternating back and forth. You might want to do two leg straddles. You get to decide what feels good for you in your happy baby. You might just want to rock. Just find whatever movement feels good for you right now. And then with your next breath, bring the soles of your feet together. Release your hands. Let your feet come down to the mat. Soles of feet together, knees are pointed opposite directions. Coming into a reclined butterfly pose. When you arrive, rock yourself side to side using your pelvis to rock. And then let that stop. And then allow your legs to individually rock. Kind of a windshield wiper movement. And then you can decide which movement of those movements do you like better, and or if you're already ready for stillness. Then as you might be starting to slow down, allow your eyes to close. And then allow yourself to find a shape that feels good for you for Savasana. So maybe it's your legs straight, maybe it's your legs bent, maybe it's a pillow or a bolster underneath your knees. You find a shape that feels good for you for Savasana. Allow your eyes to close. And then just start to allow yourself to melt down into the mat. Allowing yourself that freedom to drift away as if nothing else even exists in this moment. Nothing exists in this space besides you and your mat. I want my voice to invite you back to your space without moving any muscles of your body. Allow yourself to form a quick list of 3 things that you're grateful for right now in this moment. It might be your life, your breath, your space, your spouse, your children, your career, your body, whatever that might be. Form that quick list of things that you're grateful for today. And then use that as a mental note the whole rest of the day. Anytime anything requires your attention, maybe because it's something good or bad, just quickly remind yourself of the list of things you're grateful for. When you step out into the cold or the snow or the sun or wherever you are, use that as a trigger to remind yourself of all the things that you're grateful for. When you see something that you're grateful for, allow yourself to feel that gratitude. Allow yourself to fully find that great gratitude and that gratefulness with as much as you can throughout your day, all day long. With your next breath, start to introduce small movements, wiggling your fingers or toes. Eventually, maybe bending your knees and finding those windshield wipers of your knees if that feels good. And then finding your side, using your arm to cradle your head. Taking just a few more moments just to send your own self gratitude and appreciation. Reminding your own self about how amazing you are, how you are enough, how you bring something to this world that nobody else can but you. Allow yourself to feel that pride and that sense of accomplishment just because of who you are. And then when you're ready, allow yourself to find your seat, keeping your eyes heavy or closed. Taking a nice deep inhale and that slow, very intentional exhale. And then with your next inhale, allowing your hands to come to heart center, however you'd like to get them there. Pressing your thumbs into the bone in the center of your chest. Exhale, chin down to chest, bowing into yourself and yourself alone. May each of us be happy. May each of us be healthy. May each of our lives overflow with love and gratitude and peace. May each of us always take time to shine kindness on every soul that we meet. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and you find many, many things throughout the day to be grateful for.
Thank you so much. That